Right now we're taking it back inside Timber Hearth. Joining me now, the executive chef, Danny Woodbridge. Danny, you've been a part of Troon for a while. You came from elsewhere to the mountains, so tell us about kind of your background a little bit.
I've been with Troon since 2009 and started in Wisconsin and the Wausau Country Club. Kind of worked there for 3 seasons and did very well. Moved to Troon North in Scottsdale, which is our flagship property. Worked 4 seasons there and got the opportunity to come up to Cordillera, and it's been great.
So, had you been to Colorado and to the mountains before?
Never.
What do you think?
I love it. Couldn't be happier. Great people, great activities all over. Love the winters. So summers are great too.
Because I've dabbled with him a little bit in fly fishing. We've talked about it, and I know it's busy right now. This is a busy time for you guys, and you're busy. Obviously, you have a big kitchen. You have a phenomenal restaurant here. You don't just stay at Timber Hearth, though. You move around to some of the other property restaurants also, right?
That's correct. I oversee all culinary operations at Cordillera. Includes the summit on the top of the mountain, the valley on the base, and the Timber Hearth here at the mountain course.
That's a lot, really. That's a lot on a year-round basis. Now, what's open in the wintertime?
The wintertime we do Timber Hearth only. 4 days a week, special holiday functions, and we also cater Bearcat stables, sleigh rides.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's another great thing for the. I remember I've seen the sleigh riders up here before. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you guys, Timber Hearth, fine dining here, a different sort of a feel down at the Valley Club. Yeah. What's the feel up at the Summit course?
Summit's more of a laid-back atmosphere, kind of a top of the mountain, view of everything, real quiet. You're up there. I call it the tree house because we have a beautiful patio, beautiful balcony. The trees kind of grow into it. It's really nice. Great breezes, great cocktails, really good food.
So if anybody on any given day, you might see the same one face at the Valley Club one day, come in here one day just for a different experience altogether, but they're going to be within your kitchen expertise, so they're going to have that same experience, maybe, but a different atmosphere.
Absolutely. There's certain dishes and items that we have at all 3 properties, and then each property is individual to its own, cuisine and what we have on the menu.
So, Danny, here today we have some great stuff in front of us. What are you thinking to prepare? Do you have a signature dish that you're known for, the Timber Hearth?
Not really signature, just utilizing fresh local ingredients. And today we're going to roll some Colorado lamb, rack of lamb with some wild mushrooms, smoked artichoke hearts, fresh herbs, kale, grapes. Going to throw it all together and see what we come up with.
So I was out at the continental breakfast. I had a little cereal and a hard-boiled egg, but I got a little bit of room still for some protein. So this is pretty exciting. It's going to smell real good in here real soon.
It's going to get real quick.
So we have a couple other segments for this cooking. We're going to continue to cook over the course of the next, 10 to 15 minutes on and off in between with some weather breaks. So what would you like to start with in terms of talking about the preparation for the meal?
Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to grab our fresh Colorado lamb, and we're going to go ahead and season it with salt and pepper and drop it in a hot pan. So we got this nice rack of lamb, some salt right on top. Throw some pepper on that. Always fresh ground, the best way to do it.
So, Danny, real quick, where does your lamb come from here?
La Vista Farms down by Denver, and we have a really good relationship with them. And we're going to get a little smoky here, but hot pan, good sear. It's what's the
hot pan, good sear.
Yeah. So we'll do 3 pieces with some fresh mint and some fresh rosemary.
Oh, is it already smelling so good in here?
And we'll let it sear. We'll bring it to mid-rare, and we'll go from there.
And then how long is that going to take?
Lamb chops that thin for a nice medium rare. We're looking at about 2.5 minutes on each side. We're going to hit it with some white wine and some red wine, some more herbs, and finish it with butter.
Yeah, wow. I'm sorry, but this looks so good. I pulled some freshmen out of my garden last night. Did a little thing with some balsamic and some little tomatoes, but lovely. This takes it to the next level right here.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Okay, so we're going to let these kind of sear up. In a few minutes, we'll come back. You're going to flip them over. We're going to get that perfect. So medium is kind of the perfect temperature that people like?
Medium, yeah. Anything less than medium rare is really chewy when it comes to lamb. Medium rare to close medium is great. Even a little bit above medium is fine. And all the way up to lamb's one of those proteins where it just, if it's undercooked, it's chewy, and if it's overcooked, it's somewhat desirable, not terrible, but it's great.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay, I mean, I grew up eating a leg of lamb as a kid, and I always knew that it had a particular kind of it wasn't a gamey flavor, but it was gamey, but it wasn't. It was different.
So these domestic lambs, they're fed a certain diet where that traditional lamb flavor kind of just disappears, and you come up with a whole new protein flavor, and it's a great, just a great array of flavors, especially with what you're cooking it with, and it picks up really good flavor as you're going.
Are you liking what you're seeing there with that caramelization?
That's a great caramelization right there, nice and brown, crispy, and you're just searing in the juices, and it's it's going to be a really quality product when we're done. So.
Oh, this is awesome. So we're coming back here. We've got Executive Chef Danny Woodbridge with all of the Cordillera properties, but today we are at Timber Hearth. You can come in here and find out what the yummiest stuff is on the menu for the day. They embrace the nature, they embrace the time of the year, and all the local opportunities to gather that food. So we're going to be right back more with Chef Danny, more with Suzanne from live at Timber Hearth for Cordillera for Good Morning Vail.